In a historic move, the Philippines has redrawn its national map, officially renaming a vast stretch of the South China Sea as the West Philippine Sea. This act is more than a simple change of labels. It's a direct and unmistakable challenge to China's sweeping maritime claims, which have long been a source of tension in the region. The unveiling of this new map signals a turning point in the ongoing dispute, as the Philippines asserts its rights over these contested waters. This isn't just about cartography or lines on paper. It's a bold assertion of national sovereignty and a determined stand for international law. By redrawing its map, the Philippines is sending a message to the world that it will not be sidelined in the face of powerful neighbors. The move is both symbolic and practical, reinforcing the country's legal and moral claim to these waters. The new map, now enshrined in law after years of debate and diplomatic struggle, represents a hard-won victory for Filipino national pride. For many citizens, it's a moment of celebration, a culmination of persistent efforts to assert their country's place on the global stage. The legislation behind the map is a testament to the unity and resolve of the Filipino people. It's a clear and resolute message. The Philippines will defend its exclusive economic zone, as defined by international law, against any form of encroachment. The government has vowed to protect its maritime rights, and the new map is a visual declaration of that commitment. Patrols and protests alike underscore the seriousness of this stance. The South China Sea is not just a local concern, it's a global trade artery, carrying trillions of dollars worth of goods each year. It's also a potential energy goldmine, with vast reserves of oil and natural gas beneath its surface. This makes the dispute far more than a regional issue. It's a matter of international economic and strategic importance. China's controversial 9-line claim overlaps with the territories of several Southeast Asian nations, fueling ongoing disputes. But with its new map, the Philippines is making a public and unequivocal rejection of Beijing's narrative, challenging the legitimacy of China's expansive claims and asserting its own rights under international law. The United States and other world powers are watching these developments closely. Manila's bold move could inspire a more united front among Southeast Asian claimants, potentially reshaping alliances and strategies in the region. The world is paying attention, knowing that the outcome here could set a precedent for other maritime disputes. Ultimately, this is a test of whether international law can stand up to the ambitions of a rising superpower. The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for the entire international community, which relies on rules-based order to maintain peace and stability. The lines on this map are more than just ink. They're a declaration of intent, a promise to future generations that the Philippines will stand firm in defending its rights and its territory. As the world watches, the next chapter in this high-stakes maritime drama is about to unfold. The decisions made now will echo far beyond these waters, shaping the future of Southeast Asia and the global order. The South China Sea conflict is rooted in history, but modern claims are shaped by law and power. China's 9-line is based on vague historical assertions, while the Philippines relies on geography and the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. As China's power grew, it built artificial islands and militarized the region, escalating tensions. In 2013, the Philippines took China to international arbitration. The 2016 Hague ruling sided with Manila, declaring China's claims baseless and its actions illegal. China rejected the verdict, but the legal win gave the Philippines global backing. This set the stage for Manila's bold map update. The dispute has gone digital. After Manila's campaign, Google Maps labeled the Philippines' exclusive economic zone as the West Philippine Sea. For millions, this was more than a name change. It was global recognition of the Philippines' claim. The term West Philippine Sea became a rallying cry, trending on social media and uniting Filipinos worldwide. Digital cartography is now a tool of modern statecraft, shaping perceptions and international narratives. For the Philippines, this was a major win in the information war. In today's world, a name on a map can be as powerful as a fleet at sea. China's response was swift and uncompromising. Beijing dismissed the West Philippine Sea as illegitimate, insisting on the South China Sea to reinforce its claims. China frames any renaming as provocation, preferring bilateral talks where its power dominates. The name is more than semantics. It's central to China's narrative of historical ownership. State media and education reinforce this view, ensuring domestic support for Beijing's hardline stance. Despite international rulings, China's position remains unchanged, backed by military might and a unified narrative. The battle over names reflects a deeper struggle for control and legitimacy. Facing mounting pressure from China, the Philippines has deepened its alliance with the United States. This renewed partnership comes at a time when regional tensions are at their highest in years, especially in the contested waters of the South China Sea. Both nations recognize the growing need for cooperation to address evolving security challenges and to maintain stability in the region. Joint military exercises, like the annual Balikatan drills, have ramped up in both scale and complexity, signaling not only solidarity, but also a clear message of deterrence to potential aggressors. These exercises now involve thousands of troops, advanced weaponry, and coordinated operations across land, sea, and air, reflecting a commitment to mutual defense and readiness. The U.S. has repeatedly reaffirmed its defense commitments to the Philippines, making it clear that any armed attack on Philippine forces, aircraft, or public vessels in the Pacific would trigger mutual defense obligations under the 1951 treaty. This assurance is meant to bolster Manila's confidence in the face of external threats. These drills are more than symbolic. They include live fire exercises, maritime patrols, and coordinated responses to simulated threats, preparing both nations for real-world contingencies. The increased tempo and realism of these operations demonstrate a shared resolve to defend Philippine sovereignty. The partnership now extends beyond the battlefield, encompassing intelligence sharing, cybersecurity cooperation, and U.S. support for modernizing the Philippine military. American advisors are helping train Filipino troops, while new equipment and technology are being delivered to enhance defense capabilities. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, the U.S. now has greater access to key Philippine bases, allowing for rapid deployment of forces and humanitarian aid in times of crisis. This expanded presence is designed to ensure a swift response to any emergency, whether military or natural disaster. This marks a significant shift from previous attempts at closer ties with Beijing, as Manila recalibrates its foreign policy in response to recent provocations and unresolved maritime disputes. For Manila, the alliance is about survival and sovereignty, not simply choosing sides in a superpower rivalry. Ordinary Filipinos see the partnership as essential to protecting their livelihoods, especially those who depend on the sea for fishing and trade. The goal is clear: ensure that international law is respected, and that Philippine rights over its waters and resources are protected from encroachment. Upholding the rule of law is central to the country's strategy. By aligning more closely with the U.S., the Philippines seeks a security umbrella against intimidation, hoping to deter further incursions and safeguard its territorial integrity. The partnership is a clear message to Beijing. Manila is not standing alone. The world is watching, and the Philippines is determined to defend its interests with strong international backing. The stakes are nothing less than national survival, as the Philippines navigates a complex and dangerous geopolitical landscape, determined to secure a peaceful and prosperous future for its people. The alliance has moved from words to action. The Philippines, U.S., and Japan recently held their first joint maritime patrols in the West Philippine Sea. China condemned the patrols, calling them provocations and deploying its own ships to shadow the Allies. The result? A tense, crowded sea where the risk of miscalculation is high. The Philippines insists these patrols defend its rights and international law, not provoke China. For Manila, joint patrols are vital. They protect fishers and resource exploration from harassment. The struggle for control is now playing out in real time on the water. Experts say the Philippines' assertiveness is a strategic shift. Manila is exposing China's actions and building coalitions, after years of quiet diplomacy failed. For Beijing, the South China Sea is about nationalism, resources, and strategic security. Backing down is politically impossible. The US gives Manila leverage, but also risks turning local disputes into superpower flashpoints. The challenge: deter China without triggering escalation. The future will see more gray zone tactics, Coast Guard standoffs, information campaigns, and joint patrols. The Philippines' aim isn't military victory, but raising the cost of Chinese aggression. The hope pressure Beijing to negotiate within international law. Whether this strategy succeeds remains to be seen. The region's stability hangs in the balance. For Filipino fishers, the dispute is not just a distant political issue. It's deeply personal and painfully real, touching every aspect of their daily existence. Chinese ships now regularly block access to traditional fishing grounds, forcing local fishermen to turn back empty-handed. This has led to lost income, rising poverty, and growing uncertainty in coastal communities that have relied on these waters for generations. "This is our sea, our source of life," says one fisherman, his voice heavy with worry. Many are now afraid to venture near Scarborough Shoal, fearing confrontation or even arrest. While the government tries to help by distributing aid and supplies, this support can't truly replace the freedom and security of accessing their ancestral waters. The ongoing conflict stirs powerful feelings of nationalism and frustration among Filipinos, fueling protests in cities and towns, and sparking calls for a stronger, more assertive stance from the government. The Reed Bank, a region rich in natural gas and vital for the country's future energy needs, remains off-limits due to Chinese interference. This not only threatens energy security, but also limits opportunities for national development. The dispute isn't just about lines on a map. It's about daily survival, putting food on the table, and the future of entire communities who depend on the sea. For many Filipinos, the West Philippine Sea is more than just water. It's a symbol of dignity, pride, and the hope for a better tomorrow. The fight for these waters is a fight for livelihoods, for the right to work, and for the preservation of national identity and heritage. Resolving the conflict is not just a matter of politics. It's a matter of economic survival and dignity for millions of Filipinos who depend on the sea for their way of life. The Philippines Map Update is a global story with worldwide consequences. At stake is the rule of law. Can powerful nations rewrite the rules? Or do smaller countries have rights that must be respected? The South China Sea is a vital trade route. Any conflict here would disrupt global supply chains and raise prices everywhere. The principles of freedom of navigation and peaceful dispute resolution are universal. The Philippines stands on the front line, defending these values for all nations. Supporting a rules-based order is essential for global stability. The world must pay attention and demand respect for international law. In our interconnected world, a line on a map in Asia affects us all.